A pleasant day. I am Baby Lincacho Resulta for Embassy Talks. As the Philippine tourism industry tries to recover from where it's left off before the pandemic, let us give you a brief background or a brief feature of how the city of Pines, which is known to have a high turnout of visitors, has been doing so far. Please join me in this special report.
Baguio City remains to be a favorite local tourist destination. Despite the relatively warmer climate in recent years, its colder temperature is still a great crowd drawer. But Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong laments the record dip in the number of visitor turnout in the city since the start of the pandemic.
In 2019, pre-pandemic, our total number of tourists, based on records from the hotels, from the registered accommodation facilities, is about 1.5300 plus. Yun ang aming record pre-pandemic. Pero nung last year, ang total number of arrivals lang namin is 268,000.
This is only about 12% of the 2019 visitor turnout, which may have reached 1.7 million.
We did some math based on the expenses of projected expenses of a tourist, one tourist per day, which is about 2,700 pesos. We lost a potential revenue of about 3.5 billion pesos.
Oh my!
Sa tourism industry lang, tourism lang yan.
Uh-huh.
There was a study made by our HRAB, yung Hotel Restaurant Association of Baguio, covering the month of April, May, and June of 2020. This time, this is science-based. And based on that study, ang nawala is around 1.7 billion na kagad in terms of revenue. And in terms of wages ng mga employees or workers, that's about 555 million.
This figure, however, is not the lowest yet.
This year and last year, same period, we have a reduction of about our 82.5% lang. 82.5% lang of last year's figure ang tourist arrival. Mas kumunti pa ngayon uli.
Because of these lockdowns, Mayor.
Kasi hindi ba last year nag-umpisa tayo ng lockdown ng March?
Yes, Mayor.
Pero mataas naman ang arrivals natin ng January, February.
Yes, yes.
Ang umpisa kasi ng dating ng aming mga bisita rito is February, March, April, May. Kaya lang, pumipick up na sana kami because we opened early. We are one of the very few LGUs that opened our tourism industry as early as October last year. Because we were prepared. We have this triage system. We have our testing system. Tapos we have a very efficient COVID management system. So we open up. Pero mas mababa pa ngayon Mas mababa pa yung 82.5% lang nung tourist arrival last year.
Given this scenario, Mayor Magalong's approach is to keep his head on the ground.
System of governance, we have to balance economy and safety and health. So kung gumanda yung panahon, gumanda yung statistics in terms of COVID-19 cases, then we open our economy, we open our tourism industry. Pag nagkaroon na naman ng spike, which is expected, every time you open your economy, magkakaroon ng spike, magkakaroon ng surges, then maghihigpit tayo ng konti sa border control. Ganun ang ginagawa natin. So it's a hammer and dance concept of management. So, hindi na natin tinitignan we're not actually looking at the first wave, second wave, third wave anymore. Hindi na ganun We're looking at the spikes.
The Baguio City Chief Executive also makes good use of modern technology to guide him in his decisions.
So we're using technology to analyze. Pakita namin na, buksan namin yung Google application on mobility. Titingnan namin yung Metro Baguio, what is happening. There are 6 areas na mine-measure natin. Unang-una, parks. Second is restaurants and yung mga Third is residential. Fourth is workplace. Another is yung mga groceries. Ano? So tinitingnan namin kung tumataas na, then we expect na yung trend tumataas na, we expect that the next 10 to 14 days magkakaroon kami ng surge or spike. So gagawa na kami ng intervention, gagawa ng lockdown, magla-lockdown kami ng mga puruks, not the barangays but puruks. We will be very strict sa aming border control, especially sa checkpoints namin. We will reduce the number of visitors coming in every day.
The manor in Camp John Hay is noted for its excellent structure and service, and even if it has its own pandemic woes, it continues to flourish because local and foreign tourists continue to come.
Manor Revenue Director Ms. Katrina Reyes notes how the hotel still had a good visitor turnout for the first 2 months of 2020.
Well, actually, last year, we had a good start, no, nung first 2 months. The hotel was at, I think, mga 76% occupancy. So when the pandemic hit, we closed down the hotel for 2 months, so April and May. And then we opened again in June. So syempre with the opening, we expected na the occupancy won't be the same, no? Because syempre the people will still are hesitant to travel, and marami pang mga guide, ano what do you call this, mga restrictions for travel. We ended the year in 2020 mga 30% occupancy.
30.
So
Okay.
30%, yes. So pero that includes the first 2 months na magandang occupancy natin.
Ms. Reyes clarifies no foreign tourists have yet been allowed to visit the hotel, except perhaps those who are Baguio residents or who have relatives in the country. Like Mayor Magalong, however, Ms. Reyes says the worst wasn't over.
Nung pagpasok ng year 2021, medyo maganda na, medyo what do you call this, parang people were starting to travel again. Siguro we started in 2021, June and February, nasa 46% occupancy yung hotel. Kaya lang with the increased cases again in Metro Manila, so they were again put under what you call MECQ, right? In I think in March and later part of March. So syempre nag-dip ulit yung ano natin, because 80% of our tourists or yung mga guests natin na nagsistay here at the Manor, 80% of them are from Metro Manila. So when Metro Manila was put under MECQ again, nag-dip ulit yung ating occupancy.
Ms. Reyes hopes this visitor uptick will continue for the rest of the year. Despite the challenges, the good news is Manor at Camp John Hay did not have to do any retrenchment.
We didn't retrench anyone. What we did was parang we had to what you call this, parang rotate the schedules, and we're very grateful, no, that our employees are willing also to that kind of setup. Na we had to rotate because we cannot schedule them or give them schedule all at the same time, so we had to rotate their schedule, and some are willing to do also the volunteer work at the same time. Yes.
So now that you're arming yourselves for a great deluge of visitors, are you working on full force?
Right now, yes.
Wow,
Because of the demand.
what's even more comforting is that a lot of Manor's workers volunteered to work without pay as the going got rough.
When the pandemic hit, also a lot of our employees were willing to volunteer. So marami sa ating empleyado na nag-volunteer work. So
Wow.
for a time, volunteer work lang ang ano, just to help the hotel, at least to still continue serving our guests. As we all know, we know naman na a lot of other hotels have closed down.
That's
So
true.
yes, so we're very thankful na our employees are willing to give their time and effort, do volunteer work, and that greatly helped us to stay afloat.
Ms. Reyes cites the hotel is now again in full operation and all its staff are back to work, giving the visitors the same quality and efficiency of service.
So right now we're also preparing, we're training again, retraining, because that's very important, no, to at least to make sure lang na when the travelers are there, we are ready. We are ready to serve. We are ready to provide them with a safe a place to stay in where they can relax and enjoy.
Businessman Orencio Nang, along with his wife Christine and family, frequent Baguio and Manor at Camp John Hay. What do you like best about Baguio City?
The climate itself. Even though there's so very crowd, pollution, traffic, the important for me is the weather. The weather. And Baguio City is the perfect weather in the world. One of the best weather in the world. Baguio City.
Not too hot, not too cold.
Yeah, perfect, perfect.
Aside from the climate, what else do you like there?
We like the place, the Camp
place.
John Hay especially. Special mention, the Manor Hotel. We like the service, very nice.
People there are very
Yeah.
oriented.
Yes, and they are very accommodating, very approachable. They really do their services.
Will you be coming back for more?
Yeah,
Yes,
of course. You know, before pandemic, I always been there every 2 months,
Every other month.
every other month.
Wow.
We're
Before
always
pandemic, pandemic.
We're always there.
We're always
Yeah.
there.
And why not? With the ambiance the hotel offers, plus the usual cool air Baguio City offers, visitors like them will likely troop to the summer capital, especially as the economy opens up a bit more.
Whether or not the ravages wrought by the coronavirus disease will linger, everybody's hopeful the Philippine tourism industry will rise and flourish sooner than later. This has been Baby Cacho Resulta for Embassy Talks. Thank you for watching.